Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar for NetSuite 2019.1 release. My name is Sebla Pualoli and I'm going to present you new accounting features. During the feature presentation, please mute your microphone, and if you have any questions, you can post in chat window. We will reply afterwards. Today's agenda is starting with the lease accounting feature. This is a new feature. After that, fixed asset management usability and customized report template. Third subject is period and journal entries enhancements, and the last one is electronic bank payment enhancements. Starting with lease accounting. This feature complies with the new lease standard that requires lessees to recognize nearly all leases on the balance sheet. It eliminates the creation of a spreadsheet of manual schedules for net present value and interest expense. Integrate with fixed asset management suite app, so lease asset also goes through asset lifecycle, and also properly account for right of use and lease liability. There are some prerequisites for this feature. Users need to create some GL accounts for this purpose. Right of use assets and accumulated depreciation right of use asset. These are fixed asset type accounts. Another account, lease liability, which is account payables or other current liability account type. And the last one is interest expense, which is an expense type account. Another prerequisite is from setup. You need to create a new or edit an asset type to set account to right of use asset. And the last one, since lease proposal is a custom transaction, you need to enable custom transaction features. This feature is not yet AP integrated. For fixed asset management, if you have any custom responsibility, you need to add new permissions to this responsibilities, which is lease proposal, edit access, vendor list view access, and for the lease payments, custom transaction full access. So let me show you within the system. Under fixed assets menu, there's a new menu, leases, named. Under leases, lease proposal, I just click on the list. On this page, you can see all lease proposals. I click on new button, new lease proposal. First of all, primary information, the date, lease company. For lease company, you can select from the list. There's a list of vendors here. I just select one of them. If you have lease contract number, please type it in this field. And for asset description, I just typed asset XWQ. These asset description will be transferred to fixed asset name. So for rental frequency, there are two options, monthly and annual. And according to this, I also typed lease term, annual interest rate, and lease start date. When I select lease start date, it will automatically compute the lease end date regarding to my rental frequency and lease term. If this is a finance lease, you can select this checkbox. Since my lease company has more than one subsidiary assigned, I need to select subsidiary. If you have any department, class, and location information, you can also identify here. And the most important part is the posting reference accounts. right of use assets, which I mentioned you as a prerequisite. Lease liability account. I select here, and interest expense, which is an expense type account. So I just simply save it. After I save, you see the lease proposal status is pending lease payments. Now the system expects me to create some lease payments. Under lease amortization schedule, I will add some payments. I just edit the record. Regarding to my rental frequency and lease term, system expects me to create 12 payments lines. So I will create 12 lines for leases. You can also import lease payments, but if you want to import, then for payment date you need to select a date between start and end date. The payment date should be between start and end date. You can enter 0 payment amounts, but you cannot enter a negative amount. So after you import lease payments, you can use generate lease schedules page or edit and save after lease proposal import. This page lists all lease proposals without amortization schedule with status pending lease schedules. When you click on generate, it will compute these amortization schedules for all lease proposals listed. So I just create all payments here. This will be the last one. Okay, now I save. After I save these payments, the status has been changed to pending lease journal creation. Now I can click on create lease journal button to create my journal. Lease journal is created to recognize right of use asset and lease liability. You see there's a pop-up here when I click on create lease journal. So I just click OK to continue. Whenever I say OK, lease journal also linked to my record, lease proposal record. As you can see under transaction field, I can see the link. I just want to show you the journal. For each lease proposal, one lease journal is created. So you see the information. The date comes from lease proposal date, and the accounts that I chose on lease proposal. Right of use asset debited and lease liability is credited. Asset proposal process after that. There is no change for asset proposal process. I just click asset type, select subsidiary, and click on propose new assets button. For this process, journal entry created from the lease proposal will be used for asset proposal. So when I click on the button, it throws me to process status page. Now my request is in progress. Asset proposal also is linked back to the lease proposal record. I will show you right away. Let me show you the details. As you can see, one asset proposed. So when I check my lease proposal, I will see the link for asset proposal on my record. So on the asset proposal record, as you can see the details according to my preferences. Now I will generate the asset from that proposal. Again, when I click on the button, it throws me to process status page. My request is queued right now. It will take a little bit to process. So when I check my lease proposal, if the asset is generated, I will see the link. Yes, as you can see, my asset is created. On the asset, as you can see, asset is leased flag is checked. Asset is leased checkbox enabled for all assets created from lease journals. Lease information carried over to the tab on asset record. As you can see, all lease proposal details here. Company, contract number, start and end date, rental frequency and lease term, all the details. The following process: recognize interest expense. Under lease menu, record lease interest. System creates interest journal to all lease payments without lease interest dated on or before date entered. I will not create it right now, but I can create it by clicking on the button, but it takes a little bit time to create the journals, interest journals. So I will show you the one that I have created before. Since it is a finance lease, it will debit to interest expense and credit to lease liability. Let me show you the previous one. Under lease amortization schedule tab, as you can see the journal link. I want to show you the journal details as well, so I will search for it in the global search. Journal 584. Here, as you can see, the accounts, interest expense account and lease liability account is credited. One interest expense journal per asset per period is created. If we would have operating lease, it should debit to account accommodated depreciation right of use and credited to lease liability. So this was all. You could also migrate migration of these details if you have leases before and you would like to relate them with your assets. You just simply migrate all the lease detail data. Let me show you on an example. On the fixed asset, there's a checkbox asset is leased. So for the fixed asset that doesn't have any lease proposal linked, there will be a link under lease subtab. Let me show you an example I have already created for you. This HP printer, I set asset is leased checkbox. So under lease subtab, deprecated subtab, as you can see, migrate lease details link. When I click on it, it directs me to lease proposal page. So all fixed asset details will be on this record. I just simply select lease company, lease contract number, annual interest, and lease start date. So it calculates the end date and I save it. When I save it, of course I need to add the accounting information, lease liability account and interest expense account, and subsidiary information. And save it. Under lease amortization schedule subtab, you see all calculations for lease payments. And also the lease proposal status, migrating lease proposal. This is different from the other ones we manually create. When I click on finalize migration button, it will be all same like asset created status, like the other ones. This is all for the migration. There's also a page for finalize migrated lease proposals. You can also import as a CSV file. Apart from doing it one by one manually. Yes, fixed asset management usability features. Bulk asset deletion. It allows users to delete incorrectly entered assets in bulk. It is only available to admins. Pre-compute depreciation values can now be triggered through FEM system setup. No need to go to script deployment page. Updates to the asset list. Asset list page now shows real-time values for cumulative depreciation, current net book value, last depreciation amount, last depreciation date and period. No need to edit and save the asset to get the updated values on the list. These values previously pulled from asset values custom record, and values mirror it to the asset record. Now it source values from asset value records, so real-time values shown. And non-technical users to customize their report template via user interface, as they don't need to edit the XML template. So maybe I can show you the details on the system as a feature. Under Fix Assets Setup menu, there's another function, Delete Assets page. You can select one by one and add here, or you can also import as a CSV file. This feature had been made to enhance to deletion, more automatized, let's say. I just click one of the assets within the system. Assets status should be new. If it has any related transaction or depreciation journal, etc., you cannot delete it. You will get an error because of this. Just like I said, you can also import. There's a sample file for the import. You can fill this template and upload it and submit it. Whenever I select an asset and click on delete button, it will direct me to the process page again, just like all the other functionalities within Fixed Asset Management module. My request is queued right now. There are some steps for deletion process. First one is validate assets. It checks if there is any related transaction to my assets. I passed validation. Second step, delete DHRs. And the last step, delete assets. It takes a little bit time. Now it is completed and one asset is deleted. When I check asset list, I will not see the record that I have deleted right now. So I just search for it and no record returns. For pre-compute depreciation values, there is a button on system setup. This button stays here all the time. You don't need to go to script page to compute the depreciation values. You can always find this button here. So if the scheduled script's also running background, this doesn't change. But if you need an immediate action, immediate compute, then you can also come to system setup and click on this button. Asset list details. Just like I said, the original cost and current cost now real-time data. And for customize report, I just go to reports menu and customize report template. There are some record types that I can customize. This is the list: asset register report, depreciation reports, and asset listing report. I select asset register report. If I want to add, let's say, a column for the record, I'll try to add serial number information to that report. You select the source record and source field. You need to type the column name and select the field and save. Whenever I click on save, it also automatically creates the custom field to the related custom record for this report. if I set as preferred template this report and save, it will show me a notification which states that my preferred template has been set as this one. Yes, this is the confirmation. In System Setup, under Reports tab, now I can see Preferred Asset Register Template, Customized Template. So when I go to Reports and Generate Report, I select the record type, start and end date, asset type, and subsidiary information. And I click on Generate button. Now it runs the report that I have created previously. My report is queued. It will be in progress in a minute. Yeah, it will take a little bit time to create the report. Now I can check the report. In my reports, as you can see, my report is generated and I check as a PDF document. I don't have any serial number attached to my assets, but as you can see, there's another column here. Whatever column you want to add, it adds it to the left side of beginning balance information. So if you want to add any details to that report to customize it, it just comes to next to beginning balance information, not to the right side. If you want to take back to your customization and use the standard version of the report, then you just need to click on the revert to standard template. It asks me to continue. Whenever I say OK, it deletes the column and I save it. Now it takes me back to the standard report template. So this was all that I wanted to share with you about fixed asset management usability and customized report. We can go back to the other feature, period end journal entries enhancements. This feature have been made to enhance period end journal creation. It gives the ability to create all journals at once and automatically run dependent steps. You need to have one World account to use this feature. In the previous release, for each subsidiary accounting book combination, you need to sequentially and one at a time run the different period and journal entry steps. for the new release, you can run steps in any order, and NetSuite will run automatically the necessary dependent steps. I cannot show you the whole process, but I can show you what has been added to the page. I go to manage accounting periods and select one of the periods. I want to show you the checklist for periods and journals. As you can see, there is another new button for create all journals. Previously there was just create journals button. Now there is another button which is named create all journals. For all the steps for historical balances, income statement closing, I don't have the other features, but it can be consolidation and balance sheet closing, so you need to do this one by one before. Now just with one click you can complete all the journal creations within this. As you can see, historical balances for every subsidiary, you need to do this one by one. And income statement, again, same. If you also have consolidation and balance sheet closing, this would also go one by one and step by step. But now here with create all journals button, it's just one click. Yes, this is all for this feature, you can tell. And for the other feature, the segmentation. In the previous release, you were able to optionally create periods and journal entries by distinct segment combinations by enabling preference. When this is enabled, period and journals were grouped by all distinct combination of GL impacting segments. Now you can choose which GL impacting segments that you want to group by. Let me show you on the system. On subsidiary information, under preferences, as you can see, enable period and journal entries checkbox on the subsidiary. So under preferences, period and journal entries, when I click on edit, I can just simply select group by these segments. Here, class, department, location, and the GL segments, distribution channel, and vendor type. To be enabled to select these features, of course, you need to enable periods and journal entries first. And for the last one, improved compatibility with GL audit numbering feature. In the previous release, historical balances consolidation and income statement closing became excluded from GL audit number by default. Now there is an option to exclude balance sheet closing period and journals by enabling preference on the subsidiary record. Here, exclude balance sheet closing journals from GL numbering checkbox. You need to enable period and journal entries and save. Then the other checkboxes also will be enabled to check. As you can see now, I can select create balance sheet closing and opening journals. I need to select this one and save it. And then I can also select exclude balance sheet closing journals from GL numbering. And these are all for period and journal entries enhancements. Next one is electronic bank payments enhancements. As of 2019.1, Advanced Electronic Bank Payments Suite app will be retired and replaced by the NetSuite Suite apps, licensed clients Suite app. So you just need to install it. Existing features and functionalities. This feature comes with the Suite app. The existing features and functionalities will be still there. They are just retiring the Suite apps. Existing payment templates, electronic payment APIs, all will be there. So what are the benefits for this? Why are they retiring this? It eliminates the burden from customers to update advanced electronic payments license in Sandbox and repository accounts to access the advanced features, and also eliminates the recurring license update errors in production accounts, causing disruption to payments processing activities. It validates and updates license record in real time, and there will be also a license dashboard is available for ease of viewing existing licenses. So this new license validation has been added. But if your account doesn't have an active advanced electronic bank payment license, then the company bank account list will only include standard templates based on your account's country of operation. You will also receive an error message and will not be able to submit payment transactions using the custom built payment processing page. And again, if your account doesn't have an active advanced electronic bank payment license, then manual and automatic processing of payment batches will fail and result to an error. So the other feature is Suite Tags support. To ensure compatibility with Suite Tags feature, a new field is added to the payment file template form. The Suite Tags bank file template field sources the default. The value in that field will be used by default when processing payments and generating bank files. If the field is blank, then the value in the bank file template field will be used. So Suite Tags customers can now use electronic bank payments, and also it will be a preparation for the existing customers to transition to Suite Tags accounts. This is all that I can tell you about the new features for accounting. These are the ones that I chose for you today. Thanks for joining again.